Hi friends, I bought this item at the discount store about a week ago, and to give you a little context, today is March 20th, 2020. In the United States, we've all begun to kind of shelter in place for the coronavirus pandemic. We don't know how it'll turn out yet, but everybody I know so far is doing fine. There are a lot of dire predictions on the news, but we'll see whether those come true or not. But as a distraction from being cooped up in the house, there's nothing better to do than for me to shoot and for you to watch a video. So that's what we'll do. I got this for $11.99 with discounts. It's a box full of some miscellaneous electronic stuff, which I already know what it is, but let's kind of discover it together. Got this gadget. This one, little power adapter, nothing too surprising for an electronic gadget. Some sort of cube affair. Remote control with back missing. This strange little plastic thing with a fill cap. And here's what really surprised me. An assortment of little towels. Here's something I didn't even see before, which is who knows what. We'll find that out. So we're going to put away all the little towels. But they're important because this is an iRobot Braava. Don't know if you can see that there, but it's some sort of, appears to be a cleaning robot. I believe the little towels go on to this, so it's kind of a wet mop, robotic wet mop system. I don't have any idea if this works. I haven't tried it out yet. It's been sitting in the box. So the range of possibilities we have here that we're going to discover together is, it could be it's totally broken, could be it has a bad battery that's easily replaced, could be works fine except for, you know, missing little cap there, no big deal. And I've seen before, I've pushed this button when I was in the car driving it home. It makes a little beep sound. Oh, there's a little convenient handle. Makes a little beep sound. What I remember from the car is it gives up after a while. I think it probably thinks it has low batteries. So I haven't plugged this in to charge it. It's possible the batteries were already off or out of power, or maybe self-discharged along the way, or bad. So we'll stop for a moment and charge this, and then come back to it after it gets a good charge. Actually, I thought you might be interested to see the charging process a little bit. Plugged in the wall pack, there's this thing that says Braava Turbo Charge Cradle. It's not just a charge cradle, it's a turbo charge cradle. Very important. I haven't looked at the instructions for this yet, but this appears to match the contacts here on the back. So let's just plug that in. Well, we get a happy little sound. Oh, that's an unhappy little sound. Oh, it looks like it's got little foot pads on the bottom, so it looks like this is kind of held together by the power of gravity. It's making a nice little humming sound. So we'll let that sit for a while, and I'll work on batteries for the other elements. These are just standard AA batteries, it looks like, and these are looks like C batteries. So I've got some of those handy, and we'll put those in and be ready for that. So it wasn't hard to round up a couple of good AA batteries from around the house. We had a lot of those left over from Christmas. Um, as a quick workaround, I just put a rubber band on here to make that simple. Could have used tape or something. No big deal. I am finding we had 3C batteries for the other part, but they were really old and shot. So I'm going to put that on my shopping list when I go out. It wouldn't be worth going out at this point in the coronavirus pandemic just for C batteries, but we're planning to go to the grocery store soon anyway, so we'll just pick some up while we're there and hope that whoever has coronavirus isn't interested in C batteries. Meanwhile, this guy feels perfectly safe. Look at that smug expression. Well, I found something fun to do with this already. Makes a little tune when you put it off, and a kind of a reverse tune when you put it on. Has these wheels on servo motors. These have a little bit of gearing friction you can feel. We have a battery hatch here with a little penny screw there, little battery disposal warning. So even if this doesn't work out in its intended use, which I really honestly didn't buy it for, but it would be kind of a shame to scrap it if it did. I'm going to have fun taking it apart or repurposing it as maybe a robotics platform. Well, I'm back. I've put a pair of C batteries in that I just got at Target as part of my coronavirus pandemic food trip. It was kind of there in the store, just a few customers and a few staff. Food area was the only thing of that had much going on. The rest of it was pretty much empty, but they had batteries at least, as well as some basic food that I got. And I've turned this on according to the instruction sheet, and it's blinking blue, which it's supposed to do. The robot unit itself has been here for an hour or so. Whoops, accidentally pushed the button. Just about trashed my cell phone. Move the little cube over here. Put the robot itself on the floor. They describe this cube as a GPS for your home, which I happen to know is a considerable exaggeration because that isn't the way you'd make this kind of unit. I used to work on GPS systems in a past life. Next, I'm going to attach the sweeper cloth. Kind of hard to figure out the instructions, but I already did that, so I know what to do. Set it on top, push in the little edges like so. Then we take it over here to our robot. I was wrong about what these little nubs on the bottom are for. That's actually part of the cloth attachment, so that drops onto the nubs. I've got the blue light on here, and I'm using it in the dry sweeper mode. So let's hit the button and see what happens. It works. Seems to work just fine. Appears to be exploring its environment like any good robot should. Here's a shelf that I don't sleep underneath. This is exactly what my cat would do if it weren't for the fact that she lives down here and already has done it 100 times. Oh, look, we already found a treasure. This is a little plastic slinky that I didn't even know was under there. Up, looks like that turned into a soccer ball. And when I was a kid, we had this cat who was totally blind, but he knew exactly where everything was in the house. And he could get around very easily with the help of his whiskers and not really run into anything. Except that we had another cat that he absolutely hated. And whenever she would use his litter box, or at least that's the way he saw it, he would chase her and try to beat her up for using his litter box. And in the process of running around after if you can imagine a blind cat running after a cat that can see, what do you think happened? Well, he started to run into things. He didn't hurt himself, but gosh, I'm already having some significant success. Look at that, all of that schmutz that on the front. For those of you who don't know, schmutz is the Yiddish word for dirt. I could have just said dirt, but Yiddish is always more fun. Well, the thing appears to be navigating. It uses some sort of bump into method, but doesn't have whiskers like my cat. His name was Junior, by the way. You should know that. Well, our little friend seems to be doing a fine job. Now, I have a dog who's currently in boarding after we were away on our little trip, and he is quite adept at finding anything in the way of edibles, but of course this robot is much less particular, and it's acquired quite a lot of dust already. We tend to miss the dog when he's gone because you get kind of luxuriated in the idea that you can drop stuff on the floor and not worry about it too much in the kitchen. But of course, this is even better. Maybe we could do a two-step procedure where we let the dog do stage 1 and then we could let the iRobot Braava do stage 2. I bet they'd make a good team. Oh, we got lost. Now, I'm a software engineer by trade, although trained as an electrical engineer. So I have a little bit of appreciation of what a difficult problem this is to solve from a robotic standpoint. You need some software to help you get out of corners. And of course you need sensors and servo motors, and as well as kind of more mundane stuff like batteries and chargers and so on. But the real question is going to be, does this thing get stuck in a corner somewhere? Probably not. I bet it has some sort of getting unstuck from the corner algorithm. Although now that I say that, we could probably torture the poor little thing by putting it in a baby crib or something. Much as you torture an actual baby. Now, I've since removed this little ball of whatever, mostly cat hair, that the thing had accumulated, and it's working around some stuff I have kind of cluttered about near where I shoot these videos. Here's a view of a leg of my tripod that I normally have this camera on that I'm hand holding at the moment. But I've been concerned with the camera mounted on the tripod that my cat might knock it over. But she's old enough that she's not too adventurous about stuff like that, and she's never been a real, active, crazy, climbing on stuff type cat. But this little critter could do some real damage. See, this ties in with the theory I've had for quite some time about goldfish. Why do people have goldfish? Why do people like goldfish? Or more or less any aquarium fish. Now they're the ones that have the bright pretty colors and so on, and that's nice, but to me the thing that's really interesting about aquarium fish is you never know what they're going to do next. They seem to have some sort of plan, but you can't tell what it is. Kind of makes you want to read the mind of the goldfish. And I could see, you know, streaming this thing on the internet or something, just what's it going to do next? It's kind of like, you know, those fireplace videos. What's interesting about a fire or a fake simulated fire? Well, you never know what it's going to do next. And we have that principle going on here, except we've got a lot of technology involved. So here's the final result of the iRobot Braava 380 sweeping my basement, less the ball of lint that I pulled off earlier. As you can see, it did a pretty good job, even scored a soccer goal. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to help me out with my new YouTube channel. Thanks and bye-bye.